God's Day, guys, and welcome back to the fourth season of Ree's Being Refined by the Fires. I'm Ree, the host, and today I'd like to welcome you back to the fourth season and my first Did You Know episode, based on an article that I tore out of one of my Our Daily Bread daily devotionals. I use this in addition to my I read a chapter a day out of my Bible, and I have another devotional that's called something about the heart. And I listen to gospel music while I'm doing my God walks, and me and God, talk and conversate during then. But that's my morning routine. Sometimes I used to do it in the park down the street from Zion's school, but now since it's summertime, I get up early in the morning, and at 7 o'clock I'm on the track right down the street from our house. Yep, since she's not going to school. Yep, and by 10 o'clock when she goes to her camp, I could go to the park, but it's too hot at 10 o'clock. Too hot. So I just go right down the street early in the morning. And so what brought this to mind is this is about teachers and collaborating. And humility. Actually, the article is titled Humility's Perk, and it's by Kirsten Holmberg. It's based off the scripture Proverbs 22, verses 1 through 5. Humility is the fear of the Lord. Its wages are riches and honor and life. Proverbs 22, 4. Like many teachers, Carrie devotes countless hours to her career, often grading papers and communicating with students and parents late into the evening. To sustain the effort, she relies on her community of colleagues for camaraderie, and practical help. Her challenging job is made easier through collaboration. A recent study of educators found that the benefit of collaboration is magnified when we work with those we work with, demonstrate humility. When colleagues are willing to admit their weaknesses, others feel safe to share in their knowledge with one another, effectively helping everyone in the group. The Bible teaches the importance of humility, much more than enhanced collaboration, but fearing the Lord, having a right understanding of who we are in comparison with the beauty, power, and majesty of God, results in riches and honor and life. Humility leads to living in community in a way that's fruitful in God's economy, not just the world's, because we seek to benefit our fellow image bearers. We do, and I'm like my daddy. The good, not the bad. I still have a ways to go. I'm not a baby Christian anymore, but I'm gonna say I'm an intermediate. Yeah, because I'm not a Bible scholar, but I can quote some scriptures. But anyway, we don't fear God as a way to gain riches, honor, and life for ourselves. That wouldn't be true humility at all. Instead, we imitate Jesus, who made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant. Philippians 2:7. so we can become part of a body that humbly cooperates together to do his work, give him honor, and take a message of life to the world around us. Yes. So I'm basing this on the interview who will be with my daughter's teacher. She was a third grade reading teacher at my daughter went to her when it was time for her class to read, because her and two other little girls were reading above their grade level. So they went to the next, when they were in second grade, they went to her third grade level to read for reading class. But and they did very well and they liked it. At the end of the semester, she gave them all books from a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but they all read the book and enjoyed it. And they had to call her and talk about it. I don't know if the other girls did, but I had my daughter call her because that was a prompt. She gave them the book to prompt thought, and she wanted to find out how they felt or what they thought about the story. So it was a classroom lesson outside of the class, basically. So, but this article, since it was about teachers, brought her to mind. And unfortunately, she had to leave the school and move out of town because of her mother's health and for some other reasons. But you'll find out more in our interview on the last Wednesday of this month, the 31st. So stay tuned to that episode. And if you've missed any of my episodes, please subscribe, listen to the podcast, whatever episode, and because when you subscribe, you'll be notified when I upload new videos, and you won't have to depend on social media to let you know. You'll get a telephone notification, or if you subscribe to my mailing list, you'll get email notification. So either way, but please subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscriber count up because it'll be a year in September on the 13th. I can't believe. Whew, but this has been a challenge. But you know what? It's been a good challenge because I have a short attention span because I've had over 30 jobs in my life. And that's a lot. I think I had 33. And I've had a couple of businesses too in there that were counted in, but jobs just over brokes. So, and that's not counting this podcast, but I'm trying to get monetized. And in order to get monetized, I need subscribers. So subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. So, and then also share with somebody else who could stand to be educated and entertained by my content. Because I learned better personally by being not just educated. Finding something out is okay, but to put something memorable with it, and that's what I try to do with my episodes. I try to bring reality in with whatever the message is that I'm talking about to make it entertaining. So make it lighthearted, even on some subjects that aren't so lighthearted. And I hope you're enjoying my episodes. But I've always did my best to support all 4 of my kids' teachers, because teachers work hard and their job isn't over once they don't just have a job that when they clock out and they go home, the job is over. They still have homework to do. In addition to, if they have families, they still have to cook. They still have to clean. They still have to prepare their kids' clothes for the next day, or their spouses. Everything has to be. They have lives too. Teachers aren't just servants. Teachers are servants, but that's not it. They're well-rounded people, whether they married, single, or whatever. You may feel like, oh, she ain't married. No, she's not, but she still has a lot of work when she goes home. She has to grade your child's paper along with the other however many kids in the class. She has to prepare her learning plan, her teaching plan, plan out the tests, whatever the subjects are going to be that she teaches. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work after work. And teachers don't get paid enough. They don't get paid enough. So the least you could do is raise your child right. Send them to school with everything they need to the best of your ability. And if you need help, don't be afraid to ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. I often tell my kids that. If you hungry, but you don't tell the person you with, how do you expect to get fed? I brought this home because it bugged me. When my older kids, when I was with their dad, he would fix them a big breakfast and no lunch. And by the time I got home, it'd be later in the day, probably about 3, 4 o'clock. I'd been out all day. The last thing I want to do is come home to some kids that are hungry, complaining about being hungry. And I'm like, didn't your daddy feed you? And they were like, yeah, breakfast, but we hungry. It's like, so y'all didn't eat lunch? Well, their dad he figured if he fixed a big breakfast, he was good. So he felt like they would have been good too. So I told him, no, when y'all hungry, just like you in here bugging me to fix you something to eat and I just got home, you need to go ask your daddy to fix you some lunch. Tell him that you're hungry. Because a lot of times he didn't realize they were hungry. But what it is, kids have a fast metabolism, and what filled him up and he thought was enough food for them, yeah, for breakfast it was. But as they went on playing and whatever else they was doing, it burned off. They were hungry again. He felt like they would be good until dinner because they had a big breakfast. Nope. So dads, keep that in mind. Kids have faster metabolisms. They don't have your metabolism. Adults have a different metabolism. You may be able to eat breakfast and dinner, breakfast and wait until dinner to eat. They don't. They can't. They need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a couple of snacks in between breakfast and lunch and dinner, and possibly an after dinner snack. But again, feed your kids. Make sure it's summertime. Make sure you got your refrigerator stocked with not just food, chips and cookies, whatever they like to eat, and keep healthy snacks in the house. If your kids don't like carrots, let them dip it in ranch. Ranch is delicious with carrots. I have been seeing butterflies everywhere. What does that mean? I'm gonna have to look it up. I know butterflies mean new beginning. You're responsible for raising your child. If you don't raise your child, he or she will grow up, and if you don't raise them, somebody else will. Whether it be the police, put them in jail, and you'll have to visit your baby in jail, whatever number they got on on their picture that they take when they book them in jail. Or you could start today. Turn over a new leaf. Let your child see something different in you. Your child, you should want your child to be better than you. I want all of my kids to be better than me. And I've done pretty good for myself in my life, despite my downfalls and my flaws. I've had some really good experiences. This is one of them. Me podcasting about all of the mishaps and mistakes and missteps that I've made in my life. This is a good thing. Me sharing this with other believers or non-believers, trying to convert them into being believers, because Christ is the way, the truth, and the light. No one shall come into the kingdom but through him. Jesus paid it all for us. And we don't deserve it. None of us do. I'm a Christian, but whew, I'm using this podcast to write. It's going to have to be several stories, not just one story, but to write my story, because some of the stuff I've been through, I could have a whole series of books. And I'm using this podcast to help me get write an outline for my books, because I'm remembering a lot of stuff as I talk. A lot of stuff come to mind then. I don't have written on my paper, but one thought leads to another and triggers an idea. Yep. So again, teachers are your helpers. Helpers, not doers. Wrong title. I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to think of another H word for helper that's the opposite. Someone send me the opposite of a helper. I'll look it up later, but if you could post in the comment a synonym, no, an antonym, the opposite of a helper, an antonym. And I'm going to have a shirt, a whole series of shirts that I'm going to do. The wrong letter is what my series is going to be called. So it'll be like, not this, but that. Yep. So, and being a graphic designer, I have a lot of ideas. I have many ideas in my head, because I've been a graphic designer. I've always been artistic, not autistic. From a little kid, I remember I used to get in trouble for drawing on my mama's bills, my daddy's paychecks, because he'd come home and he'd give my mama the checks, and I didn't know. I just knew I needed some paper to draw a color on. So she'd have to go cash checks that had my artwork on them. Yep. So, memories. But think about what I said. Be a good parent and help teachers, because they're your other helper. They're helping you raise your child to be somebody you can be proud of. God gives everybody gifts. Now, you have to choose to find your gift and your purpose and work at it like I am. I feel like now this is my purpose. I feel like I'm walking in my divine purpose by having a platform that I bring others on to let you see that I'm not the only one that experienced these kind of things in my life. That's part of being a person, wearing this skin suit here on earth. Now, when we get to heaven, now all the problems will be wiped away. And God forgives. I've made many mistakes in my life. Mistakes, mishaps, and mistakes. But you know what? That don't affect my relationship with God. Me and him, like this. That's my dude. That's my daddy. I love my daddy. And he loves me, flaws and all. I just thought about my nickname. I had an uncle that used to call me Floss. No, my daddy used to call me Floss, and one of my uncles called me Flossie May. Country, I know. Flossie May. Memories. Yep. Well, you guys, that's all for today. You guys stay blessed and tune in on next Wednesday because this will be posted on I believe next Tuesday, the 17th. And then I'll have my an episode of Reeds Being Refined by the Fires on the third Wednesday. And the last Wednesday of the month will be my special guest, who is an educator also. I've had several educators on my platform so far. Yeah. But tune in to find out who she is, and we're gonna be laughing and talking. I can't wait till our interview. I haven't interviewed her yet, but she's my friend. We keep in touch even though she moved away. She's living upstate, I think in Minnesota now. It starts with an M. But I can't wait for you guys to tune in and hear our interview. Yep. Well, stay blessed and have a good day. Bye.